Hi, welcome to the first ever club training assembly done virtually by District 5230. Our subject today is Rotary Online Resources, specifically Rotary.org, and then for President-elects, how to enter goals, for current officers, how to update officers for next year, a little bit about the Learning Center and DacDB, and then any questions or answers at the end. Really appreciate you joining us. Online access these days has become more and more the norm, so we appreciate everyone being dressed in their finest for this opportunity. First things first, want to talk about Rotary.org's website. Relatively new, updated website, a lot more intuitive than it has been in the past. Obviously, you just need to go to Rotary.org to log in. If you have not logged in the recent past, this will be a new experience for you, and we want to walk you through that. For those that already have logged in, you know this, but your login is your email that you have shared with Rotary International, and then a password that at one time was probably your Rotary ID number, which of course you know there are two places to get your Rotary ID number. One would be the Rotarian magazine, and the other would be on the DacDB database. You can always change that to your own password as you wish. So in real time, I'm going to show you how to log in to do that. So here is the Rotary website in its current format. As you can see, it's very interactive. We've got lots of drop downs for those people that are not logged in, or Rotarians that don't know how to log in, or people that just visiting the website. Lots of really good information. To start, you want to click on My Rotary. And in my case, it'll probably log me in automatically, which it did. So for our purposes, I'm going to log out and then show you the process. So as you can see here, this is where you can sign in. You can either do it here or on the sign-in screen. For those that have not registered before, you're going to click on Register for an Account. When we come back over here, you're going to enter your first name, your last name, and the email address that you've probably shared with Rotary International. Keep in mind, your first name, if it's a formal first name, for example, my first name is Angela, not Ann, it's likely that they have your formal first name, so you might try registering with that first. If you find it doesn't go through, then go to your nickname, if you will. Same thing with last names. If they're hyphenated, you might try it with the hyphen, without the hyphen, or just the last name, the formal last name. Same thing with emails. If you have multiple emails and you aren't able to log in the first time, try again with a different email. If you are successful, then you'll get this account registration, and then they'll send you an email with a secure link to establish passwords, etc. Once you're logged in, lots of things to see and do in Rotary International. I'll give you some examples here. Really important that you do log in, because once you log in, then the system knows that it's you, knows what club you belong to, knows all your history of foundation giving, grants that you may be involved in, things like that. As I encourage everyone, poke around, see what there is to see. You can't break the website. Everything can always be undone. Lots of great information, things to register for, lots of stuff to do. So once again, we want to ask that our current presidents and current administration go in and update their club officers. Really, really important right now that you do that, because the current incoming officers, your president-elect, for example, cannot do this. It has to be done for them by the current administration. Once they become presidents on July 1st, then they can do this information. But we'd like you to enter the incoming officers as soon as possible. Really easy to do. Let me show you here in real time. We're going to go to Manage, and then we're going to go to Club Administration. So once again, I've logged in, and I'm on Manage and Club Administration. I will mention at this point that all the information that you're seeing right now is being recorded, and the deck pages will also be shared with everyone. So here I am logged in. You can see all kinds of information available: club invoices, member data, club data, Rotaract, club sponsorships, club giving, on all kinds of forms. So there's lots of information available once you log in as an officer. In particular, we want to go down here where it says add, edit, or remove club officers. So in this case, we're going to click on add and edit club officers. This is going to give us the opportunity to update all the incoming club officers or edit any current officers. Reason this is important, and as you'll see, is that when Rotary International sends information out to different committee members, if you don't have those committee members entered, then it will automatically default to the president of the club. As a president of the club, you've got a lot going on. So wouldn't you prefer that foundation information be sent to your foundation chair? I would. So it's really important you update that. So in this case, this happens to be my club, which is Monterey Pacific, and they've entered the following chair positions. There are literally 15 different committee positions that can be entered. They're all not required, but we'd like you to enter some basic ones: foundation chair, membership chair, president, secretary. We'd also like public image chair. We'd like your treasurer. Once again, if you don't enter this information and all you put is the club president is going to be the conduit for all that information that Rotary International sends out. So here's the incoming club officers. They've put me as president-elect. I am not president-elect, but for our purposes, we've put that there so you can have access. And then they've entered some information right now as the secretary treasurer. But once again, we want to enter membership, foundation, public image, as many committee members as there is available. We want to enter that information so they can be conduits for all the information that's disseminated by Rotary International. Once you get to the screen, you're going to find places to actually assign the officers. So here's an example of some of the positions. You would simply click on assign, and then it would open up a screen of all the members in your Rotary Club, and then you would click add, and then it would show you them, and you would say, yep, that's the person, and then you would click on add. It would pop up all the final information, when they're going to be that position, and then you would click submit. Pretty straightforward. Once again, we'll be sending out this information, so it'll make it easy for you to follow along. Another thing that we want to talk about is entering club goals. As the incoming president, you can do that right now, as long as your club has added you as the president-elect. If you're not added as president-elect, you're not going to be able to enter the goals. So this is going to be really straightforward, as you can see from the PowerPoint slide, but I'm going to show you also in real time. So here we are once again on the Rotary website. I'm going to click on Manage, and then I'm going to go to Rotary Club Central. Lots of different ways to get to Rotary Club Central, but this is one in particular. So I'm going to be logged in as myself. I'm going to click on Manage, and then I'm going to open up Rotary Club Central. When you log in as a Rotarian, you're going to have access to tons of information, even if you're just a regular member. So here's the dashboard. Rotary Club Central for my club has lots of great history about the club, where it was a few years ago membership-wise, gender trends, age trends, lots of information. I'd also encourage you to click on Global View. Global View is just that. It shows all of Rotary International, all of its 1.2 million members as of right now, and all the things that are going on in Rotary International. Foundation giving, public image, all the things in all 34,000 clubs, 200 countries and territories. Lots of things to poke around and see around here. So we're going to go to the Goal Center, and our goal in the Goal Center is to kind of give a history of where our club has been. This is why it's so important to enter goals. Shows you where you've been, shows you where you're going, and then it shows you the future of what could happen with your club And I think most importantly, it gives Rotary International kind of an idea where they're going in budgeting for the foundation, membership goals. It also gives them the ability to share with our partners, such as WHO, Gates Foundation, where we think Rotary is going in the future with its giving and services. So in particular, you'll see this is as of this year. Obviously, as president-elect, we want you to enter the next year. If you are not seeing edit, that is because you are not entered as the president-elect. So if you are seeing edit, that means you have been entered as president-elect. So we're going to click on edit. And there are tons of goals to enter. I think it's important to remember that goals are just that. They're goals. They're not promises. We would like you to enter some goals so you know where you're headed. And these are all things that are shared with your club. So once you get to a point where you want to enter a goal, say club membership, you're going to click on select goal, and then you're going to enter a number. And you're going to say, well, but I don't know what our membership is now. Well, that's easy. Click back to this year, and it shows you what your current membership is, 21. So we're going to click back, we're going to click edit, and we're going to select this goal, and I'm going to put in, I want 25 members, and then I'm going to save. Really important that you save it. If you don't save it, it's not going to be saved as a goal. Foundation giving is another example. We could click on edit, and we're going to select this goal, and then we're going to put in how much money we would like our club to contribute to the annual fund. In this case, we put $10,000, and then we're going to click save. You can see service, edit, how many service projects, how many people do you want to participate in your service project? So if you have 21 members or 1,000 members or 500 members, you can put, I want at least 50 people to participate during the year in a service project, and then you click save. Another reason that this information is important to update and enter is this information will also affect presidential citation for this upcoming year. Some of the information will automatically update. For example, foundation giving. As you can see, for this upcoming year, there is nothing here. And that's because we obviously haven't started this year. But as your members give to the Rotary Foundation, this number will update up against your goal. Another example of achieving goals that you're in charge of would be such as public image. And this is a four-way test situation where you would just simply indicate yes or no that you've achieved the goal. But like I said, some goals will self-populate as your members give. So one more thing I wanted to reach on Rotary International, let's go back here to right here, is the Learning Center. The Learning Center is Rotary International's way of providing all kinds of fantastic learning opportunities for Rotarians that are young and old and new, and people that have been in Rotary for many years, incoming officers have a great opportunity to use this tool. So let's go over here, and we're simply going to go over to Member Center. Okay, so I'm logged in, I'm clicking on Member Center, and I'm going to Learning Center. What's also underneath this I wanted to point out is, once again, here's another way to get to Rotary Club Central. The Brand Center, which you get all the logos, so the upcoming year's logo, foundation logo, Interact, all kinds of logos that Rotary has, showcase of all kinds of grants and things like that. Rotary Ideas, this is a place that you would share ideas for upcoming projects, things like that. And then we're going to click on Learning Center. This is a fantastic tool that has all kinds of little webinars and PowerPoints, things that you could use for meetings. If your speaker doesn't show up, it's a great opportunity to share information. And any Rotarian can get into this information. So as it loads here, I want to point out a couple that right off the top. Shows how long they are, 15 minutes. This one in particular is about the Learning Center and what's available. I would also encourage you to use filters and click on English. The only reason you want to do that is if you don't, you're going to get every single one of these available learning modules in all the languages that Rotary offers. So I encourage you, unless you want to learn it in Bulgarian, that you click on English and then apply that. So let's kind of explore what kind of opportunities are here. Basics about being an assistant governor, how to have a diverse Rotary club. Here's a good one, Club President Basics. This is a long module. It's almost 5 hours, but you can also come and go at your pleasure. You'll find that you can stop and then come back, and it'll remember exactly where you were. Things about being a club treasurer, about being a club secretary, foundation basics. That's a really good one. And then some districts have also included some information about that they've found some best practices that would be great to share with members in your club. District committees, if you're an assistant governor, this is a great opportunity to learn. So there's all kinds of fantastic information available at your fingertips as a Rotarian. You just have to log in, and once again, you're going to go to the Member Center and then click on Learning Center. All kinds of opportunities there. Last but not least, let's go to our last slide. Wanted to quickly talk about the club district database, which is called the DacDB, which stands for District and Club Database. This is a database by a private company, one of many private companies that do databases for Rotary Club. Our district has had it for, I want to say 7 or 8 years at least. What's very important about this database is it's private, and the information from the database in some ways is shared with Rotary International. Your club can make that decision on its own. There's a place to designate whether or not information is shared from the database to Rotary. I will emphasize this. Information is only one direction, from the database, from the DacDB to Rotary International, and the only information that is shared is things like your name, phone number, address, that kind of personal information. It does not share. When you become president-elect, that information does not get sent to Rotary International from the database. That's why it's so important to go into updating officers and do it in Rotary International. So once again, it's one directional from the DacDB to Rotary International only. So let's go into the DacDB. As you can see, it's a sign-in, so it's private. You will need your username, which you can designate as anything. In this case, it's my email, and then a password, which can be anything you wish, but to start off, it will be your Rotary ID number, which once again, a couple places you can find the Rotary ID number. One would be on the Rotarian magazine. Another would actually be in this database. And in this case, I've entered my club number, and you only need that if you're an assistant governor or district officer. And in this case, I've also clicked on Remember Me, because this is on my private laptop. If you're in a public Wi-Fi, I don't recommend you put Remember Me. So I'm going to log in. A lot of great information available. Once again, you can't break this. This is a website that's intended to be used by Rotarians in our district with the ability to communicate within your club, within a club committee, within the district itself. There are lots of opportunities to communicate. I wanted to demonstrate one really great opportunity for our president-elects and even the current administration to be able to have members of your club update their own information, because frankly the database is only as good as the information that's inputted. So in this case, I've clicked on Pmail, P standing for personalized email, Pmail, and I want to show you a template that I highly recommend that you use. So what I've done, I've clicked on Pmail, I've clicked on Select Template, and I've clicked on System. And then I'm going to go to these two down here, 15B and W. W stands for white, B stands for blue. You can pick either one. I'm going to pick the blue one. And then I'm going to use select template. This template, as I'm going to page through, is a template that is sent to your individual members and gives them the ability to update their own individual information. So your club secretary doesn't have to do it. You don't have to do it. Each individual member can do it on their own. So as you can see, it's going to be addressed to them personally, Dear Rotarian, and it's going to be coming from you personally. And then it's got all this data that's in there that they can not enter, they can share, they can not share if they wish. Or if everything's the way they wish it to be, they would just simply click on verify information, or if they want to update it or edit it, they would click on edit information, and it would take them in there. They can edit it and save it. Once again, a great opportunity so your club presidents and secretaries don't have to necessarily do all this. So I'm going to make this go. This is going to be from me, and then I have to decide who am I going to send this to. I could send it to my entire club. So I'm going to click on Monterey Pacific, and all the members of my club are entered there. I could send it to all the assistant governors, for example, all the current assistant governors. I could send it to all the president-elects if I wanted to. And the reason I'm able to do that is because of my level. If you're an incoming president-elect, you are able to send this to all the members of your club. So I'm going to click on Monterey Pacific, load it, and I'm going to put something here. I'm going to put update personal information. And then all you do is click send. And then this email gets sent to each individual person personally with their name, and it gives them the ability to update their own information and edit their information, saving you a lot of time and effort. So let's go back over here and kind of see what else we have left. So last but not least, I wanted to give you my contact information, which is the Rotary, my contact information, Appel at AOL.com. I also give you the support DacDB information. They're always there to support and provide you information on how to get around the DacDB. It's a fantastic tool. There's tons of information and ability to communicate within your club. Last but not least, if you have questions or frustrations with trying to get around the Rotary website or the DacDB, please reach out. You and your clubs are the only reason Rotary exists, and we want to make it easy for you to do all the great works that you do with Rotary. So this was our first virtual CTA. Really appreciate the time that you dedicated to it. We will have more of them in the future, but really appreciate your time. Be safe out there, and we'll see you soon.